Okay, so here's the neighborhood at Bethelen. So cute little townhouses. Someone's maybe moving out or renovating. Here, sorry, my car's huge. But yeah, it's a cute area. So the street wasn't too busy. I'm here in the middle of the day, so it may be busier during, peak travel time. But nicely kept places. It looks really good. Okay, so now we are at 8003 Bethelen Woods Lane. Here is our front door. So when you come in the front door, the first thing you see is a coat closet on your right. Great, lots of space. These are probably original wood floors. They're in great condition. They are orange in today's standards, but they are nicely finished and high quality, and they look great. So here, right to the left, directly to the left, you have some, I don't know what these are called, doors, if you want to close off the kitchen. But it brings us right into the kitchen. So here's the fridge, and then I'll pan around here. Very nice cabinets, decent quality for sure. Overhead light. You have two big windows that bring in a ton of light. There's a lot of open space here in this kitchen. This is a ceramic tile. It's a little busy, but it's pretty neutral. So here we go. So we'll check the fridge. It's not as clean as some of the others we've looked at, but it's not like gross, if that helps. Cabinets here, they could use a good wipe down. They could use a wipe down, but they're in good physical condition. So nothing that a little bit of elbow grease won't clean up nicely. Drawers feel nice, soft close, slides. Here's the sink. It is a small sink, if that matters to you. Pull-outs in the cabinets down here. So that's very nice. These are, nice plywood cabinets. Looks like electric range, 2 ovens, and microwave right there. So again, nice big windows. And then you could definitely, depending on how many eaters you have in your house, cute little bistro table right there, or some, like a buffet with a little coffee station, or, whatever you're into. But there's definitely space in this kitchen to either eat or to have some extra storage for your kitchen items. I don't see a pantry, so, that might be helpful. Here, then you walk through the kitchen into what is the dining area here, and then you can see the staircase. So the entryway now is to our right, and then to our left, we see the living room area. So there is a step down here. It's a pretty big step. So, and then here we go. So we can see our windows here. You can see the backyard, and we'll see that from downstairs. There is a storage shed and a little kind of raised deck back there. It's really cute. It's a good size for a townhouse. Again, so here's our living room. So this is pretty big. I don't know, probably 20 feet wide or 20 feet long, maybe 12, 14 feet wide, maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That's not my specialty. My husband told me to not even guess, but I would guess like 13 by 20, we'll say. So, okay. And then here's your dining space. And so let's go upstairs first. Oh, wait, we'll miss this cute little bathroom. So here's powder room. And let's see, very cute. So definitely smells like Lysol in here. So someone cleaned for sure. The hardware doesn't match. There's some weird little things, but like not a big deal. It looks nice. It's clean. The doors are in good shape. They close all the way, things like that. So, okay, so let's go upstairs. This is probably the area where the paint is in the worst shape. I don't know if someone with kids here, kids kind of like they run their hands on every inch of the wall as they walk downstairs. So that's probably what happened there. So it's not super bad, but that is one thing on the condition. So, okay, we're at the top of the stairs. First thing you see is a hallway bath. So this is a full bath. Where's the light switch? Oh, okay, well, that's a little weird. Oh, it's in the hallway. Okay, so light switch. Here's the bathroom. Okay, so remember that. Shower, tiles, pretty standard bathroom. It's not super huge, but it's not so small that you have to like walk around the door to close it, if that makes sense. It's a pretty good size, especially for this size place and this area. You have tiny, tiny bathrooms in Northern Virginia. So linen closet here right next to the bathroom. And then this is one of the smaller rooms. So it gets lots of light from the window. There is a coax cable if you need a TV or some internet. Closet here with some built-in storage, bifold doors. The carpet is in good shape. It's really soft. It's the standard, landlord special of beige, but it is in good shape. I don't see any stains. It doesn't smell, it's a nice carpet. There's a little bit of wear here, which is a pretty common wear spot, but it doesn't look bad. It just looks like people have lived here before. So here is the other room here off the little mini hallway. Same size window. There are overhead lights in this place, fans as well. So here is the closet, standard bedroom. Now we will go to the primary bedroom, which is lovely. So we walk in the door here. So let me back up so you can see. So you come up the stairs, the bathroom, 2 smaller bedrooms, and then to the left is the primary room. So here is the closet. So it's a big closet. You've got some shelving here. You can put some stuff on the door. They have, let's see. Yeah. So you could put a dresser in here too. And, you'd have room to put some stuff. So this room is really big. And you have this little niche here. And there is an outlet there. So if you wanted a desk or a makeup stand or, whatever that was powered, you could put that there. There are a lot of outlets in this one. Some of the older ones don't have as many outlets, but this one has a lot of outlets, which is nice. You have 3 windows, which are gorgeous and bring in a ton of light. The blinds are new or almost new. They're very new. They're very styled. They're the skinny kind of mini blind, but they're white. They're not gross and they're all there. So that's good. Here's this room here. So your room has kind of 2 sections. It has a smaller area here and then the larger area here. And you can see, where the paint is it's not as fresh in this one. But once you had your furniture in here, I don't think you'd really notice. And then here is the primary bathroom. So standard modest vanity, but it does have some counter space, so some of them don't, so that's nice. And then I think this is probably a medicine cabinet. Yeah, so you have a little medicine cabinet there. Standard toilet. This one has a shower, so with a glass door. Let's check it out. It's in pretty good shape. Yeah, so I mean there's some rust, it's not brand new, but it's in pretty good shape. I'd say it looks good. And then here are maybe some ants in here. So we'd probably want to, chat with the landlord about that. As there are some ants in the bathroom, like a lot of ants. So they're mostly dead. So I think it's probably in the process of being remediated, but definitely something to ask about. Otherwise, the room looks great. It's big. It's kind of the same color as the other ones that we've looked at today, actually. They're all that cream color. That they must have a sale on that at Home Depot because all these places are the same color today. So it's cracking me up. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. Closet. Here's the hallway. I try not to walk too fast. I know it's hard to watch if I'm walking too fast. But it also takes forever to watch if I walk too slow. So here we go. There is a light here. And this looks like it's on a 3-way switch. So you can control it there and then also down here. So that's nice. So we're going to go down the stairs. And again, there's the kitchen to the left. Dining area, living area. This is a better view of that space here. There's lots of light. It's really bright in here, even with none of the lights on. So here is our entrance to the downstairs, and it looks like that is a plug there, which would be nice if you had a cabinet with a lamp or something there. Here we go. We're going to walk down the stairs. Again, this paint definitely had like some little kid going like this every time they went down. Nice high ceilings down here. Same carpet. Carpet's in great shape. No problems with the carpet. So you have this little landing area when you walk downstairs. And then the first thing we see is this little bathroom. So super cute. The switch is inside the bathroom, which is always nice. Basic cabinet setup, toilet. Great little powder room to use for this large space down here, which would be like a den or a rec room. Or whatever. So there's no light on that fan, but there is a fan. And then there appears to be some LED strip lighting around the ceiling. So, you could use that or not, I guess, depending on your taste. And here is the back door. So this is probably a 6-foot French door. And it walks out to your patio. So you have a nice deck back here. And then there's a shed and the recycling and garbage cans. And then that is a raised area right there with a little bit of the handrail. So I can't walk out there because I don't have my shoes on, but it's very cute. Definitely room for some patio furniture. You could have people over. You'd have room to entertain with that deck. So here's the other side of the room. It's the same color as the rest of the house except for the blue, which is different, but everything else is the same color, excuse me. And fireplace. There's another electrical panel there, it looks like. So this right here is a storage closet. Pretty deep there. And there might even be additional storage back there. It depends on how the house was built, but sometimes there can be. And then here we go. So when we come down the stairs, to the left is the utility space, which is big. So you walk in, all right, so you have the door closed. You walk in, and then there's this first big room right here. And I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like it might lower down. I don't know. I'm not going to try it, but it might be like additional storage up there if you were to lower that shelf down. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that, but I think it might come down and then you could store stuff on it. Anyway, so you have this corner here, and then, oh, that's probably what's behind that little door back there. So maybe there is some more storage space back there. You have a workbench, some shelving, some shop lights, and then there's a lot of space in here, built-in shelving. This is a pretty good area for storage. It's got a peel and stick tile floor, vinyl. Here's piping and stuff here, and then through here, light switch, washer dryer, shelving over the washer dryer, full-size utility sink, a medicine cabinet, probably repurposed from somewhere else in the place earlier. And then there's some storage in here. So you have this closet here. It's pretty nice in here. So, oh, and there's a light. So that's cool. So they kind of built this, it looks like, as a partition, which is nice. And then over here, you have the utilities. They look like they're in good shape, well maintained. That's a good sign usually, you know, that your landlord isn't a slumlord. Here's some shelves right here. And then I don't know that you could really do a whole lot with the space here, but it keeps it open. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to slowly get out of here and give you the quick rundown once again. There's another box of some sort. There are a lot of electrical boxes in this place. So we'll turn this off. So again, here's the storage area. I'm going to go ahead and close the door. So when you walk down, door, bathroom, living area, that's the closet right there. Here's the little nook. And then we'll walk back up the stairs. And here we are back into the main living space. So there's the front door, walks through, dining area, living room. All right, there we go.